In this video, I am going to show you how to dedupe and declutter your photo library. So we will navigate over here to the left-hand side, down to our toolbox, the little icon with the hammer and the wrench. And when I click on that, you will see a few different tools show up. In this video, we're going to focus on the dedupe and the declutter tool. So starting with the dedupe tool, if I click on that, it will walk you through a little tutorial of how to use the dedupe tool. You can click next or just exit out of there. What this will do is it will scan your entire photo library for exact duplicates. And exact is the key word here, so that means that they are not only the same, a photo of the same thing, but they also are the same file size, the same resolution. Sometimes you may get an image or two images that are technically the same photo, but one might have a larger file size, and in that case, this tool will not find them. The declutter tool, on the other hand, sometimes will, and that's a good option to try after looking in the deduping tool. So this is our dedupe menu. These are all the duplicate photos that Mylio has found in my photo library. And there's a couple of different ways that we can dedupe. If you didn't want to dedupe your entire library, you can filter by specific things over here. This can be helpful if you have a very large photo library and you don't want to have to look through thousands and thousands of duplicates at once. You could decide to filter by just a couple of folders, by a specific date or a few different years, an album, any of these filters, which can kind of narrow down your deduping. Now, you can go through and manually hand select each copy that you would like to get rid of. That is an option. It's pretty easy to do when you have few duplicates like I do here, but again, if you have a bunch of duplicates, you're probably not going to want to sit and hand select thousands of photos. So over here on the right hand side, there is this auto mark button. If we click on that, it will show us a whole menu of different options for how to tell Mylio to choose the duplicate to get rid of. So you can set these in the priority that you would like. So for example, this rejected, it's saying that if I've rejected any photos, they will not be kept. Rating, it's saying that if the photos have a rating, I want to keep the copy that has the higher rating. And there's a bunch of different options in this list. Now, if you want to keep a duplicate or remove a duplicate in a specific folder, you can also do that. So you can click on this Add a Folder Duplicates May Be In button, and it will bring you to your folder view. You can then go through and find the folder that you want to keep the copy in. Let's do, and say select, and then you have the choice to say, I want to remove the photo from this folder, the copy from this folder, or I want to keep it in this folder. Once you have these set to your preferences, you can hit Run Auto Mark, and Mylio will go through and automatically check the copy to get rid of based on those preferences. Now, after all of your images have been selected, you can either delete them or move them. Deleting them will permanently get rid of them. Moving them will take them out of the Mylio photo library. So if we say moved, and if you say delete, you will, in both cases, get this little pop-up window that asks if you want to merge the image metadata. It is usually recommended to keep this checked. This means if one copy has a keyword and the other copy doesn't, and you happen to be getting rid of the copy that has the keyword, that keyword will then transfer over to the copy that you keep. So you don't lose any kind of details that you've added to your photos. They'll get merged together in the copy that you keep. And then you can pick a new location and choose a place on your computer or an external hard drive or wherever else on your computer to move the photos to. If you don't want to keep the duplicates at all, then you can just delete them. This tool can only be used on the computer and not on the phone. Now, I'm going to exit out of here and we will go into the photo declutter tool next. So again, click on the little toolbox in the bottom left-hand side, photo declutter. Now we can see quite a few more images have shown up here. So what this photo declutter tool does is it scans your library and it looks for images that have been taken within a certain amount of time of one another. So it's really based on the timestamps of your photos. We can see sometimes it does a really good job of finding similar images, and sometimes you might have photos that are completely unrelated that just happen to have the same timestamps. If you saved these photos at the exact same time, that can happen. These are some of the duplicates as well. They're showing up too because they have the same timestamp. So this tool can be really helpful for when you have a bunch of photos in your photo library of similar things taken back to back to back. So for example, we can see this series here of my cat. I took all of these photos back to back to back. They're very similar to one another, especially these two. His head has just slightly moved. So you can go through and choose a copy or copies to remove. Again, you can use the same kind of filters that you could in the deduping tool. You can also delete or move the photos as well. And there is an auto mark tool, but it has less options than the photo dedupe auto mark tool does. But you can use this as well. And then you can also increase or decrease the time intervals between the photos. And this just makes sure that it matches the aspect ratio and the camera, so that you know the photos came from the same place. These ones I like to hand check more than the deduping ones, just because, like I said, you can see these are not necessarily similar photos. So I don't really want the auto mark to go through and choose for me. But lots of options, and both of those tools are a helpful way to help dedupe and declutter your photo library.